So Laos, this is a topographical map from low to hills to mountains. Green is mountains, so these are the highest mountains of Laos and probably even of the neighboring countries. Anyhow, it has Vietnam. Vietnam is also stretched. Has Thailand to the left. So this is Southeast Asia and it borders China. So Plain of Jaws, close to this city. Here it says the Gulf of Tonkin, but this is the Pacific Ocean, or has access to the Pacific Ocean. So from these mountains, there's a river going down to the Pacific Ocean, where the currents pass from the Americas, round and round. So from China, the Mekong River is also coming down. It's quite complex. And it probably goes here to Cambodia and will go to the Pacific as well. But that's much longer, of course. But this is a river that goes to Tibet, and Tibet is also related to metals, to resources. So, and a side river of this Mekong River is this river here that passes through the Plain of Jaws for metallurgy and for other activities, but for metallurgy, you often need large quantities of good water. Sure, this is clean water because it comes from the mountains. There must come down quite a good quantity because here's a large lake. Okay, so now about the Annamite Mountains in Laos. In fact, the Annamite Mountains probably stretch to other countries as well, but we are interested in the ones that are in Laos, which probably are the highest part of the Annamite Mountains. And it's very rich in resources that are involved in modern industry, also used in the production of electrical vehicles. Here I'm making a quick search on Google, Annamite Mountains, Laos mining. This is artificial intelligence, and this is the sources it uses. Mining in the Annamite Mountains of Laos involves both historical activity and modern exploration. Exploration for gold, copper, battery metals within the range. The range is the mountain range. Ancient mining has a history of mining, with peoples in Southeast Asia utilizing copper deposits found in the region during the Iron Age and Bronze Age. So this is the Sahul Shelf here. It includes Papua New Guinea and Australia, that is below the image. Sunda Shelf or Sundaland is this part, and it's connected to Eurasia, so it's part of Eurasia, and especially in the Ice Ages, it was connected to Africa. It is connected to Africa right now. So you have one very big continent. Africa is very big, and Eurasia is very big or large. And they are one piece of land. But here is a small area, called Wallacea, that is open, at least more or less open. It's between Sahul and this supercontinent, so to speak. Africa, Eurasia, and Sundaland. So the only isolated islands are Sulawesi, where you have the Valley of Jaws, and you have Laos, Valley of Jaws. It has a river, it goes right to the South China Sea, and the South China Sea is part of the Pacific Ocean, is connected to the Pacific Ocean, where the currents pass by. In the Ice Age and in the same in the Holocene we are in all interglacials. So there will be a strong pressure from these Pacific currents into this area, which is the Celebes Sea, the Banda Sea, the Flores Sea. And we have enigmatic places here. We have Flores, which you have Hobbit, an archaic. You have over 1 million years old fossils in Sulawesi. You have rock paintings. You have humans hunting or handling a wild pig or a domesticated pig. For me, it's a domesticated pig. And you have You have also Java, well, more or less here, which is at the end of this supercontinent, so to speak, and which is obviously close to the Wallacea seas with the high pressure from the Pacific. And in interglacials, this is open, and then this river, where in an island in the middle of that river is at least 30 Homo erectus fossils. And this river comes out in the Java Sea, and in the glacial for sure it came out in the Flores Sea, pretty much showing itself onto Sulawesi. So anyhow, Valley of Jars in a mountain, very rich in resources, and Valley of Jars in Sulawesi, and which is strong current Pacific making pressure and pushing it out here and here in the direction, you already see it, straight to China, Japan, Mongolia, etc., and making the return in the north of the Pacific back to the Americas. Laos and Sulawesi, and also Java, also Flores, and others that I forget, including Australia, that is right below, south. They are very rich in resources, including metal resources. So I did this search in Google, calling for Gemini, artificial intelligence, and it mentions the sources it uses. It uses more sources than these. Okay, so because I want to make the connection with the jars, I suspect the jars are in fact for metallurgical processes like hydrometallurgy, because all the areas where the archaics are found are rich in resources, metal resources, including that are used and getting popular again in electrical cars, in battery goods products. I suspect and I claim, because of a lot of reasons, that when you see archaics, that you have or mining or metallurgical processes going on. Also industrial food handling, but that's not where we're looking for right now. We're looking for metallurgical processes because it's a pattern all over the world. If you find archaics, there were metallurgical processes going on, or at least there were resources that have modern and historical mining going on. In fact, most archaics are found in mines or victims of accidents. It's obviously dangerous, including hazardous for the health of these Neanderthals, which often present poisoning, which is obviously an indication of what they were doing. Underexplored regions. Despite its rich potential, Laos remains one of the least explored countries in Asia, presenting a challenge for new exploration ventures, trying to come from hydrometallurgy to jars. Not claiming that all jars are for this hydrometallurgy, but let's have a look at what artificial intelligence tells us, basing itself on several articles. It requires a long time. Probably, I didn't see it here, probably higher temperatures are positive. So these jars were all in the sun, in plains, valleys, born in the sun. So the metallurgical process that requires a long time in fluid is hydrometallurgy, specifically leaching stage within it. I don't go into details, but it can a significant amount of time, so it's worthwhile to make large jars of dissolution of valuable metals. Dissolution, you could read that for yourself. Needs sufficient time, sometimes under pressure or elevated temperatures. It's in valleys, in plain sun, protected with